CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
The father of an accused killer took the stand at his son's trial in Victoria today. He told the court his son, Corey Barry, went into a downward spiral after suffering a serious head injury. Corey Barry is charged with second-degree murder in the death of 15-year-old Justin Wendland, who was stabbed at a bus stop on Douglas Street in 2010. Today, Byron Barry testified his son had struggled with drug abuse but really changed after being hit on the head about 9 years ago. He said Corey became jumpy and paranoid, believing people were following him and wanted to hurt him. Two others who knew Barry offered similar testimony, one saying in the days before Wendland's murder, Barry was extremely agitated, not himself. Barry's defense wants him found not criminally responsible by reason of mental disorder. A Sauk man accused of killing his mother has pleaded not guilty by reason of mental disorder. 22-year-old Alex Conte's trial began today with the admission of an agreed statement of facts. It outlined the gruesome details of 52-year-old Sarah Nickerson's murder. The statement says Conte told his father he killed his mother and then decapitated and dismembered her. Proceedings will resume tomorrow when two psychiatrists who examined Conte are expected to testify. The BC government has given the go-ahead to shoot and cull barred owls in the southwestern regions of the province as a final effort to save their cousins. The northern spotted owls are believed to be near extinction. Estimates suggest only 10 are still living in the wild in BC. An owl recovery coordinator with the government says barred owls have invaded all of the spotted owl habitats. They are said to be larger and more aggressive than the northern spotted owls, and limiting their control is said to be the province's only answer. The decision is sparking outrage by some who say the priority should be to relocate the birds over destroying them. Visa credit cards were being denied at tills across the country today, not because of overspending, because of a nationwide system outage. Royal Bank and TD both said their customers were affected. Visa says the problem was from a third-party provider and not with its network. Hundreds of credit card users went online to vent their frustrations on Twitter. The system has now been restored. 3 people are in custody, and Brazilian police are looking for a fourth in connection with a nightclub fire over the weekend that killed more than 230 people. Fire engulfed a crowded club in Santa Maria, Brazil, early Saturday morning. Reports suggest the blaze may have been caused by a band's pyrotechnics display. Early investigation also says the club's fire extinguisher failed to work and heavy smoke prevented anyone trying to flee through the club's only working exit. Brazil's president has declared a 3-day national period of mourning. The people in custody are believed to be members of the band and the club's management. Part of Australia's coast has been inundated with sea foam. The sea foam forms when water full of organic matter is churned, creating a sudsy residue. High winds brought it in, blanketing Australia's Sunshine Coast, in some parts as high as 3 meters. A surge of water flooded a section of Montreal's city core today after a water main burst. It happened during rush hour, causing traffic jams as people tried to avoid being swept away. With freezing temperatures, people wrapped themselves in garbage bags to avoid the icy chill as they crossed the flooded streets. Buildings at the nearby McGill University were flooded, canceling several evening classes. City officials say the flood was caused by a 90-centimeter water main that broke at a construction site downtown, and they're working on fixing the problem. 2 minor injuries were reported by people who slipped and fell. Trade students at North Island College in Campbell River have some new tools to work with. The provincial government is investing more than $600,000 in skills training equipment. The college will get new industrial vehicles for its heavy-duty equipment technicians, shop pieces and light vehicles for the automotive service technician garage, and machinery for the metal fitter program.
Well, there's certainly a demographic shift that is happening now and in the coming years with baby boomers moving into retirement age. And what we need to do, what we are doing as a government, is making the needed investments in skills training.
Just the fact that we can have something like this inside a school for the price that we paid for it is phenomenal. That's new.
The funding is part of a $17 million investment the province is making in skills and training for trades. The province is changing the way mining permits are handed out, saying it will improve the process and encourage mineral exploration. The Premier says a record-breaking $680 million was spent on mineral exploration in 2012. That's up 47% from the year before. Christy Clark says the BC government will invest another $7 million toward a more efficient permitting process for water, land, and mining. There was a peaceful protest in Nanaimo today where members of environmental, social and Aboriginal groups rallied together for a common cause. The Common Causes rally took place in more than 30 communities across the country. Various groups joined forces as a continuation of the Idle No More movement to protest the Harper government. Common Causes is an assembly of movements to defend human rights, democracy, social justice and the environment.
There's a lot of common concern across the country about the pathway that the federal government's on. The federal government needs to engage with Canadians about these issues.
This idea of putting all of these regulations and gutting environmental assessment, environmental acts, the Navigable Waters Act, changing the treaty relationship, all of these things, putting them into omnibus bills that are budget implementation bills is anti-democratic.
Today was chosen as a day of action across Canada as MPs returned to Parliament after a 6-week winter break.